My mom sent me a text message and she said, I wonder if Kobe trademarked Mamba. So, and the reason she asked that is because after his death, a lot of people started producing T-shirts in remembrance of him, using Mamba, using his image and his likeness. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit today. We even have some people who wanted to change the NBA's logo to Kobe Bryant. And so let's just talk about that today. I want to talk about use of likeness, especially after the passing of someone. Where do we start? We are going to start with. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with some of my mom's text. So when I got my mom's text, I was like, well, first of all, I knew that he did have some sort of trademark. I didn't know how many trademarks and what exactly was trademarked, but I knew that he did because I just seen an article maybe a few days ago where the application for his daughter's nickname, so Kobe was called Mamba, his daughter, they referred to her as Mambacita, and I saw where he filed a trademark to protect Mambacita in December. He filed it as an intent to use application, meaning that it wasn't being used in commerce, but they intended to use it in the clothing and apparel, with clothing and apparel. And so that was filed back at the end of December. Now, when I did my research, I saw that he has over 20 applications that he's filed. And let's see, maybe approved. I think out of those, he has so many that are like pending right now, and they're going through the registration phase because he filed a lot of them as 1B, so he had to file statement of use. So that 1B application, for those of you who are new, that 1B says that, hey, we're not using this application in commerce right now, but we intend to use it in the future. And one of the questions that's asked is, well, did they really intend to use it, or were they pulling a Jay-Z and Beyonce when they trademarked Blue Ivy? And they clearly said, well, Jay-Z said in an article that they had no intention of using it. They just wanted to make sure that no one else was able to profit off of this off of their child's name. And I don't think that was the case with Kobe. I see where he's done a lot. He's really protecting that name. He even filed a suit against a pharmaceutical company that was using the name. Here it is. He's trying to settle his Black Mamba battle with. It was a pharmaceutical company, and he's trying to settle. And so this is the thing about trademarks that you have to know. When it comes to trademarks, it doesn't give you the right to exclude everybody from using that mark. Not everybody. Trademarks give you the right to exclude people from using the same or similar mark in a same or related industry. So with Kobe Bryant, most of his trademarks had to do with sports. They had to do with sports. They had to do with apparel. And then he branched out. And then with the Sports Academy, it had to do with the training. And then he also branched out. He has a couple more that have nothing to do with Mamba. They had to do with his animation and his media company. Because, he won a, what's it called? Not an Oscar. Maybe it was an Oscar. He won an award, a Film Academy Award, for his short film that he did about why he loved basketball. So he actually has trademarks around that, his media company and things of that nature, because my belief based off the trademarks is that he was going to do more work in that way. Let's see, there's a high-tech pharmaceutical company that he's been fighting for years in their attempt to trademark Black Mamba Hyper Rush. And he's fighting them, saying that it's ripping off his famous nickname. Now, USPTO, they shut him down, saying that they will go to trial because the evidence shows there was still much to be determined. So what they're trying to determine is whether or not there's a likelihood of confusion, whether or not when people will see the Black Mamba Hyper Rush, they would automatically associate it with Kobe Bryant's Mamba. We don't know because they're really not related. Not unless it was if it was some sort of energy type deal, like an energy drink, energy type pharmaceutical pill drug, then I can see where the confusion could possibly come. but there was supposed to be a trial. So the question is, now that he's not there, what happens? This is what you have to know. Kobe Bryant did not personally own the trademarks. The trademarks were owned by his company, as they should be, because they're company assets. They were owned by Kobe Inc. And that's what happened. So just because he's passed away does not mean that his rights have been exhausted or they're gone somewhere. Those rights live on through the company, and the company will go on to fight those battles. Out of those applications, most of the majority were for some form of Mamba, whether it was Mamba Sports Academy. And what I like about what he did, so when we talk about protecting brands, a lot of times people say, should I protect this or that? And the only time this or that should be an option is if you are just starting out and your funds are low. But at the end of the day, you want to protect all aspects of your brand. So, for example, when he protected Mamba Sports Academy, he protected the word Mamba Sports Academy, like the word mark itself. Then he went and trademarked the logo, which is an M with a circle with snakes around it, with Mamba Sports Academy. He trademarked that. He trademarked just the M with the snake on it. He trademarked it with the Mamba Sports Academy next to the M, and then with it under the M. He wanted to make sure that all aspects of his brand was protected. And the reason that he had, and when it comes to the logo, the reason that he did it in so many different ways is because with your trademark protection, you protected on what you register. You're protected on how you register. So if he just if he was only going to use it in one way, then he would have just protected it in one way. But he planned on using that mark in a variety of ways, which is why he protected it in a variety of ways. So Black Mamba, that's one of the ones. Now, one of the trademarks that he was not able to get was Mamba Out because he didn't file his statement of use in time. You have 6 months to file your statement of use, or you have to file an extension of time to show that you're actually using that trademark in commerce. And which means for people who are using his likeness, now we're going to move on and to something a little different. So that means for people who are using his likeness, so they say he's not here, so they're putting them on T-shirts, they're putting them on canvases and selling them. They're using his nickname and things of that nature. You have to be careful, because just because Kobe Bryant is not here does not mean that those rights are free for everyone to use. It does not mean that. It actually means that you're infringing on someone's trade. Not only are you infringing on someone's trademark, but you're also using his likeness without the state's permission. Now, so use of likeness it's not a trademark, it's not a copyright, so it's not federally regulated. It is regulated by each state. And each states have limited rights on what can be protected after death. I want to say California does have use of likeness post-mortem, and that means that his estate controls that. So a lot of people say, I get contacted all the time saying that, hey, I want to use Martin Luther King's likeness. I want to use such and such likeness. And the answer to that is, just because they're gone doesn't mean that it's free for everyone to use. You have to go and see what the state's laws are around that, and then see if the estate has anything, if the estate or who you need to contact, if it's owned by the estate or if it's owned by a corporation. Like, you need to contact the right people, and you start by seeing what the state laws are relating to that. So that doesn't mean that you can go and start creating apparel and other merchandise just because he's passed away. Look, those trademarks are still there. They didn't get pass. And so the third thing that I will talk to you about as it relates to Kobe and his passing is the logo change. Now, the current logo, people, first of all, there are some people out there that I don't know who they think it is, but it's actually basketball player Jerry West. But the league has been, and I've read a story where the league was really hesitant to acknowledge that it was Jerry West. Someone wanted to know if Jerry West is getting paid for them using his likeness in that way. And so the league always says that it's an urban myth that it's Jerry West, but the person that created the logo said he was flipping through pages or pictures, came across Jerry West and traced it, and that's where it came from because they liked the picture and what it stood for. Mentalfloss.com is where I saw the article at, mentalfloss.com, but it's the interview that was given to LA Times. And Jerry West basically said that, hey, I get it. I get why they are hesitant and they don't want to say that this is me because it's not about me. It's about the sport in general. And so I feel like the league will be hesitant to change that logo to Kobe Bryant because they don't want it to be about one player. Like it was about the league in general. If you make that switch, then the focus is not just on the focus is not on the league as a whole, but it then becomes focused on that one player. And then again, you will have to go and contact the state and get permission to use its likeness. The NBA will have to start paying royalty fees in order to use its likeness, and it comes this big whole thing. And I don't think that's something that they want to do. That's just me personally. Someone asked about them changing the logo, and that's just my thoughts on them changing the logo from the current image to that of Kobe Bryant. All right. Listen, if you enjoyed these live videos, definitely let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know you were here. Ask questions. Leave hearts. Make sure that you are following me. Follow me on Instagram. You join the Genius Lounge Facebook group. And let's see what else. I think that's it. That's all I have for you today. If you missed your opportunity to enroll in the incubator, remember the incubator is our 12-month membership program that allows you to not only thrive in business but avoid legal pitfalls through our pre-recorded videos, our live training, and our mentorship. We had enrollment open. We just closed it, so if you missed it, you just missed it, and it will reopen sometime in the future. But if you want to join the wait list to make sure that you're one of the first ones to know, go ahead and click the link in my bio to join the waitlist. And if you have other questions about how trademarks affect you, whether or not you have a trademark, whether it's time for you to register your mark, or anything of that nature, definitely contact my office to schedule a consultation. You can go to LaConyaMurray.com. Remember, the first step will be for you to have an assessment with my assistant. She's going to learn more about your business, make sure it's something that we can actually help you with before you schedule a paid consultation with me. All right. And I love to hear from you. I love to talk to you all. Until next time, keep growing your business and building your brands.